Ginat or something like that in Israel. He's a lawyer. He's a very interesting person. He's going through a process of waking up, so to speak, to this reality in which a lot of the things he believed in, he now knows that they're not true. He now knows that, and he can't reconcile, basically. Like he says, look, a lot of my friends and family, they call me a conspiracy theorist, and it's very uncomfortable. I feel alone, I feel isolated, but what am I going to do? Pretend that I don't know that the IDF didn't save anybody on October 7th and in fact stood down and in fact prosecuted soldiers who did kill terrorists and stole guns perhaps to do so and whatever. So he now, the belief that he himself had served in the army, the belief that he had in all of the whole structure, he now knows that's not true. He now has a different belief or a knowledge based on experience, and now he understands that what we all believed in, it was directed. Perhaps we were being led to believe something. So again, he's going through a process, but in order to put it all together, because why? Why is the 1% doing this? Why would the Zionists do what they've done throughout history? Like sell Yemenite babies, like try to make sure that the religious Jews that came into the state of Israel didn't keep their connection to the Torah and didn't follow the Torah laws. And there was a big effort there. So, I mean, why? So we have to look at reality from our perspective as Jews with our Jewish ideology. And I want to connect this a little bit to also what I'm learning just from observing nature. And how this also, I mean, the whole situation is very serious. It's very interesting. We are at an inflection point, basically. When the temple was destroyed, our reality completely changed. Because reality is 5-dimensional. 3 are physical, 1 is spiritual, and 1 is time. And when we had the temple, the first temple, we had a connection with God on a whole different level. So the spiritual level was very high. But when the temple was destroyed, a lot of other things changed. This is an equation somehow. So the reality changed, and Daniel is a figure there who, he wasn't really a prophet, although he had a prophecy, mostly also about the end time. This was an inflection point in history where the reality changed and went downwards. The spiritual level was lowered very significantly. The nation of Israel was exiled, taken out of the Holy Land of Israel, and no longer had this connection. Daniel prays in Daniel 9, and he says, God, we're shamefaced. We know that basically we understand that everything we did caused us to be exiled. You sent 48 prophets to tell us that if we don't follow the laws of the Torah, we will be exiled and taken out of the land. And we didn't heed the prophets. We didn't listen to them. And Daniel, it's like the same thing. That Daniel and also this Daniel. That Daniel, and by the way, Daniel, it has something to do with about the laws. The name, the significance of his name is in the fact that about the laws. So in this video, Daniel is going to explain, and it's Daniel Ginat, sorry for butchering the name, but he explains how he moves his law office 1 day a week outside of the Knesset to protest the gross injustice that is being perpetrated on the Israeli people throughout the Corona psyop. So this is very interesting. Daniel is a very interesting character also in the book of Daniel and also in our times.
הדיקטטורה בחסות הקורונה, העברתי זמנית את המשרד שלי לפה. למה אני עושה את זה? מה כל כך יעזור הפגנת יחיד ולמה אני יושב פה? קודם כל אני עושה את זה כי זה הצדק. כי אנחנו בעצם חיים פה במדינת דיקטטורה כבר שנה, בחסות חוק הקורונה הגדול, מה שנקרא תקנות לשעת חירום. שמסמיך את הממשלה למעשה למרר לנו את החיים.
That this is very interesting. We are all should be like Daniel. Like this Daniel and like Daniel Ginat. We should all be willing to understand from our experience, especially from COVID, especially from October 7th. We should all be able to understand based on our experience that what we believed in, now we know either it's true or not true, or the faith that we had in our understanding from a higher level of the wisdom based off of our tradition, based off of our understanding of the wisdom of God, who gave us that information in the Torah and told us, look, you have to follow the laws in order to be able to be receptive and understanding on a higher level of the wisdom. Okay, all Jews should be able to understand reality by the wisdom and the knowledge and the faith in that knowledge and the bitachon. We shouldn't need to have experiences to understand anything. So what are all of the experiences trying to help us understand? It's that there's a bigger reality. There's a bigger reality than what most of us are focused on and what most of us know to be true at this point. Like Daniel knew to be true. He was a very high level of consciousness person. So he knew. So when all of the things happened in the exile, Daniel wasn't confused. He just knew, just like our Daniel again, like if somebody now comes and says you have to take a vaccine, Daniel Ginat's not going to take a vaccine. And he's going to sit outside the Knesset by himself and protest this totalitarianism. How brave.